We're good. Okay, so it's 7:04.
Mine says 7:06. I'm going with mine.
I got 7:05.
Mine says over.
Mine
Either way,
changed.
John was late.
Okay.
Unlike
Okay.
Okay.
Secretary's report.
With all the vendor forms and everything we got, we're up to 45 already, which is super cool.
Oh, that's great.
There's a few pending. One of them involves John, so I'll let him describe that as soon as I mention what he'll know. This person has a really cool thing I have to tell you. They're doing jewelry, but what they do is you choose a word as long as it's appropriate. And they hand stamp it in front of you on metal for either a token or a piece of jewelry, a bracelet. I want one. So that's different. That's cool. Athletic Boosters sent their form. They want 2 sites, and there is no check. So I sent off an email back. I copied Tony. I copied Dave Peterson from the Masons, explaining that we cannot process any applications without money that goes with it, and that the stage will be needing a front portion of the lawn for entertainment, and that if they could get back to me, that would be super great. But at the moment, I will hold on to their form, but I cannot process it. Same as last year. And so, haven't heard back of anything in any way yet. And we have I haven't read this yet. It's from Ethan Gerton, the scholarship.
Winner.
Yes. Dear Oktoberfest Committee, I would like to thank you for the scholarship that you had awarded me. The money which came with it will be put towards the laptop computer that is required for me to complete daily tasks in the college world. One of the things I learned in Boy Scouts was returning the favor. With this college degree, I will be able to do just that, but not just to my community. So we helped buy a laptop that he needed for school. I think that's kind of cool.
Very nice.
So there's that. That's sticky envelope. Okay, this one mentions John, because when I open things, I make sure there's a check there, and there wasn't, and then I look, and Amy
Fragala.
Yeah. Her handwriting is like a doctor's. John, I think that's Menard, mentioned something and comping table fee as we are choreographing parade. Please let us know if that is okay. Wanting to get
So we're gonna
form
talk-
in. Okay. So, yeah. So I guess you will have explained that a little more, I guess.
Choreographing.
Yeah, well, okay, that word.
Took
I'll
me a
look.
little while. I'm like,
Took you a little while?
Took you a minute to figure out what I was saying. I will make sure it's spelled correctly because I have spell check. If not, John will let me know that it's not.
Need speak check.
Yeah, no
check.
kidding. So that is,
book is making me stupid.
so far, that's that part that I have to mention. I would like to,
No, you may not resign.
no, there's a thing called Be the Match. I would like, if I have to pay for this booth, I will myself, but I would like it to be comped if we can. It's Be the Match. It's bone marrow matching. I'd like them to have a booth at our Oktoberfest so that they can match people that need to have bone marrow. And I knew it would touch you guys. And that's not why I'm doing it, but there's so many people we know that are going through everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so important. I happened to see, I was somewhere in a commercial or something, it was called Be the Match, so I wrote it down. I sent off information, they're contacting me back, so we can discuss that. All right, well, I guess we discuss that now, since before I move on, what everyone's thoughts are on that. They haven't contacted me back, even if they can come or not, but I wanted to reach out to them.
So what is it? They check people to see if they're a match for bone marrow?
Yep. I think it's just a cheek swab or something inside the cheek with a Q-tip or something.
I think I heard a news story on this.
And what they do is, there was someone who was in the system for years, and then all of a sudden, they need them, saved a child. So, I think that's pretty cool, pretty important, but I'm only one person, so we need the committee's thoughts on that.
I will throw out my 2 cents worth. I think anytime you can do something that helps people, especially helps to save people's lives, I think it's valuable and important, and I think it's a moral obligation that we have to do it. However, my devil's advocate side is going to say, if we do it for that group,
Right.
how do we handle future groups wanting to come and be comped for a space? Do we do it for all charitable organizations? Do we do it for health-related ones? I don't know. I don't know. Do we say this is a one-time deal and we're not doing it again? I don't know how we manage that side of it, but if we can find a way to make it work, I'm in favor of it, because I think that anytime you can do something to help save lives, I think you're morally really are obligated to do so. That's my personal 2 cents. But I have that other side of me that worries about, well, you
Right.
did it for them, why can't we have the same thing? And then we have an event that's filled with comped spaces that doesn't allow us to do.
Does CM Dart raise money?
We haven't heard from them in years.
No, I'm just asking. Do they raise money? Like,
CM Dar, is that the
are
animal
they-
one?
Yeah, or are they strictly informational?
They do both. Sometimes they sell things.
They've done both. It's the answer to that question. Just depends on what they want to do. Like, if they did it this year, that would depend on what they wanted to do this year. They want to sell anything, or do they just want to pass out information? They've also applied for us.
We comp them.
We have a procedure for that, where they come in and they
Right, and they ask.
they see us and they ask for.
No, it was
to
the
waive fee.
CERT. It
Well,
was
CM Dart has
Ernie.
done it too.
Right, oh, okay, okay.
And CERT has as well, which
Right,
is
okay.
basically along the same lines of my thinking. We don't charge for fingerprinting, right? Like the people who run the fingerprinting.
Right.
Like we don't charge for that.
Is that the Masons? Or is there another one?
It's held at the Masons, but it's
Child ID?
What's
Yeah.
that?
The child ID?
Yeah, the child ID.
They're not.
But it's inside. It's
It's
inside
inside their
their
building.
thing, so we don't charge for that.
But we still like promote it. and
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah,
So-
we say
so-
it's there, we say it, yeah.
So I mean, if we're looking for a line, like, to me, the line is, if you're fundraising for your organization, then, then so are we.
Right.
If you're looking to, provide a community service, then I think you could ask to have your fee waived.
Mhm.
And the way that we rationalize the band boosters is that they're providing, a service to Oktoberfest, when they perform, and that's why we've waived their fee in the past.
Even that reasoning is a bit tenuous. What's to say that a politician giving out information about getting out the vote isn't providing a community service that should be.
If he's pushing himself, then
It's a marketing opportunity.
he's selling himself
Yeah.
for votes, and that's not the
If it
same
was
thing.
strictly, so by your same logic,
Yeah.
if it was strictly a registered to vote, nonpartisan, where they're not trying to raise money for getting people to vote, where they're strictly like, hey, register to vote. Well, that's
But they
a
still
little
have to
bit
go through the process of asking us to waive the fee.
different. Yes.
That's one of the qualifications.
Can we consider something, and I don't know if anybody would be in favor of, but maybe we have set aside so many, like, almost scholarship type fee-free applications that they could apply for based on, and we can say, we have 5 that we'll do for a nonprofit each year, throwing out numbers, and they can apply, and then if we get 5, if we get more, then we limit it to 5, and if we get,
Well,
you know what I mean, and have them apply like their scholarship kids
I don't
do.
know if we could put a number on it like that, though, because it depends on how many vendors we have. Because if we have available to put in 10 more vendors, and after we have the street full, then we could actually take more than 5 or whatever number that we had, you know?
So I think
So-
what we're saying is, you know, not necessarily having a number per se, but, I mean, look, you have to come ask us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you know, with Mary's idea for, you know, the,
Match.org.
yeah, like, they need to come and ask us, and that's the way that we've always done it with CERT.
Yeah.
Every year, CERT comes in and says, hey, we waive our fee, you know?
Sir? I probably should know this, sorry.
No, you shouldn't. I mean, and it's like a disaster.
Okay.
Emergency
recovery.
training, something.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't remember what it stands for, but, you know, like every year, Ernie comes in, you know, and says, hey, you know, can you please waive our fee? And again, it's an emergency, you know, based organization. So, you know, at this point, it's become like, hey, Ernie's here, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know?
We haven't seen him in years.
So is that true of all of
They
the-
haven't put out they have a whole trailer and stuff with all that equipment and stuff, and they haven't set up for the last couple of years
I was
anyway.
gonna say, I don't remember seeing them.
It's been a couple of years.
Is that true of all the vendors that we do in fact waive, or I guess vendors, these organizations, that they approach us and ask, as opposed to the committee advocating for
them?
or waiving it on their behalf as opposed to them?
I can't think of one that we've done without having somebody advocating on their behalf, unless they're providing a service to.
Right, some of them come in on their own, and they sit down and talk with us and request one.
So would it be the appropriate path for us to recommend for this organization to
At least send a letter or something,
Request.
because they may be from
Yeah, we
Boston
send a
area
letter,
or
yeah.
something.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. So we'll ask them to, all right.
that makes sense?
That takes care of that. Thank you for that. John was mentioning Mason's Lodge will not be having their child ID program this year. They've had very few children the last couple of years, so they want to be open the day of. So they are thinking of doing their clam cakes and chowder that day.
Yeah, so we talked about that a little bit at the last meeting.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
where are they on that?
Haven't heard anything.
Okay.
I did send Dave Peterson an email requesting if you're having clam cakes, you should have maple syrup. Because if you've ever been to Point Breeze, they have maple syrup with, oh, it's so good.
See,
Who
my
would've-
recommendation was gonna be that they contact the Board of Health, but.
Yeah. No, they mentioned that they will go through the Board of Health, and
Oh,
I said,
okay,
yes,
great.
make sure you go through the Board of Health. I know you're on top of that, so we've both mentioned the Board of Health, so they are good with that, and their kitchen is Safe Serve certified.
Right.
So I'm not worried about that. I'm still working on Monroe Dairy. They have not contacted me back, and I've sent them emails and phone calls, so I have to.
That's what we ran into 4 or 5 years ago, same.
So, well, shoot me an email on that tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow, say, hey, you know, can you contact Monroe? Because I'm a customer, so
Okay.
maybe I'll have a little better luck.
Well, that would be helpful. Good.
Okay, my wife's a customer.
Yeah.
Christine, will you call them?
Yes, that's exactly how that conversation is going to go.
We had a very nice conversation with the National Guard on Saturday. They had this huge obstacle course. They're willing to come to Oktoberfest as long as their date is open. They will pay for their vendor sites. They had a couple of things, and I said, I don't know if we have room for that huge obstacle course. But we're asking them to see if they can get a hold of a rock climb wall. And they want a couple of booths so that they can have, there's wording for it, but basically these kids go in, make their own little robot.
It's a little
They pl-
robotic thing.
And they build their own little robot, they play with it,
It's
and
called
then they
STEM.
STEM.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So they were really, really super nice.
National Guard.
National Guard. So they would have their tent set up with the National Guard and Army, and then they do everything. And I'm like, that's really super cool. I like that idea. So,
Figure out
especially
what-
it's going to be free to the kids, and the kids can build their own little robot. It'll give them something to do of all ages, especially teenagers too.
We'll get more details on that.
Yeah.
you know, and
We're hearing laughter.
that way we'll be able to figure it out, where to put it.
Yeah.
Might be good to put something down next to stage B like this, okay? They have a big presence, okay? You know, especially even with their blow-up obstacle course and rock climb and that type of stuff. So we might put some of that down there. Depends. We'll have to talk to Rhoda for some of that space.
Yeah, well, I need to talk to Rhoda anyway. I mean, I had already reached out to Angier about the car show, and they were in for that again.
Yeah. We might relocate that
Okay.
auto. If we, I was thinking that's where we could put the Army thing. It would be a big presence down to that stage. That's one of the things that we wanted to try to accomplish, so.
I totally agree. You see if figure out the car show part of it. Even if we moved the stage up a little bit and had the car show behind it, I don't know. But
Okay, yeah. We'll talk to the logistics about that when we figure out what the National Guard can do.
Okay.
What cars do we typically get for car show?
We get all different kinds.
no,
They're
how
really.
many?
How many?
Oh, how many?
Half a dozen or so.
You fill up that little parking lot. It goes
Well,
across the
maybe
back
more
and
than
down the
I'd
side.
say more than 10, maybe?
What does?
The cars. John wanted to know how many cars.
And I'm sure we'd have more, like if we had like a sunny day.
In years past,
It was last year.
Nobody's bringing out a car like that with a chance of rain.
Right.
in years past, we've had not quite enough vendors to come all the way down to stage B.
Yeah.
What if we,
Can't put cars on the street.
The reason I don't go all the way down is because it's very loud there, and it's
not
unfair to
this
the.
year? Not this year.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. You'll have your report.
Okay. Because that's the reason I never put them beyond the white porch, because they can't have a conversation with their customers, and they're not happy.
We'll
So,
get there.
All right. So, all right, let's go back to Amy Fragala. They mentioned you, John.
Okay. So Amy's with Dance Sensations. Thank you, Melissa,
No
for
problem.
putting me in touch. And Keith, she actually sent you an email as well. So the conversation started with Amy as Dance Sensations. She wanted to perform, have her kids perform again this year. So we've got them performing in front of stage 2, stage B. In addition, she is going to be our dancers for the larger than life parade.
They are.
Yes.
Awesome. 6 of them.
6 now, and now it's 6.
Yeah, I've added one more.
Well, wait.
make sure she has that many dancers.
All right. Are we talking about they're going to dance with them, or they're going to be
No, they are.
carrying them?
They
are
are the dancer.
They are
Okay.
the larger than life.
Yeah, but they're not going to do them at the same time.
I think we're talking two separate things.
yeah.
They want
That's
to have
why
the
I'm
kids perform in front of the
confused.
stage and also do the parade.
Yeah.
Two separate things.
Right.
She has a wide range of ages, so her
Okay.
younger kids tend to perform. They want to perform, so they're going to have a set performance
Okay.
time.
Yes.
Dance Sensations.
Yes.
Right.
Period. In addition, she is coordinating the larger than life choreography
Okay.
for the larger than life parade
Yeah.
thing.
Awesome.
Yes. So I am requesting that we comp a table, a booth
Right.
for her,
Yes.
for in lieu of payment
Yep.
for her services
Yep.
for the day. That will allow her to be there all day and oversee everything.
I'm glad that happened.
I'm moving that we comp a table. Do we need to
Second?
vote on that?
Second.
Yeah,
All in
absolutely.
favor?
Aye.
All right.
Great. Do you have more, Mary, or do you want me to keep?
Well, I'm still confused. So are her dancers going to be actually physically doing what you've made?
Two separate.
No, I think she's
Two separate
asking
No,
if-
there's
if-
two-
what,
Okay.
you get that there's 2 separate performances, but you're asking if her girls are going to be the ones that are going to be the larger-than-life dancers.
Yeah. 6 of them. All right.
As you can tell, I am very hesitant. Those are big, they're huge, and they can be heavy.
Yeah. So what in our conversation, what I found out was that even though she has older girls work dancing with her, they tend not to like to do the Oktoberfest performance. They're high school kids, they get embarrassed and whatever, they don't want to do it. However, I think they're interested in doing this larger than life performance as something different.
Yes.
It's a little bit more
Yeah.
autonomous.
How old,
More grown up.
what-
I insisted that it was high school aged
high school age, yeah.
kids, which
Yeah.
the girl should be big enough to manage that. And then, you know, we also said if it's inclement weather that we won't,
Yeah.
you know. And she had actually even requested if we could do something, still do something. And I said, sure, we would just do it without the, probably just keep it in front of stage B, don't do the you know, have the puppets and just let them do their.
We're gonna have to,
performance.
at some point,
Can't the puppet
okay,
hold an umbrella?
we're gonna have to get the 6 dancers,
To try these things on.
and suit them up, and, you know, so that we, and, you
Yeah.
know, like a rehearsal or a practice or something.
So we should probably get them in their hands at some point to let them.
Yeah, well, they should, no, actually, the way to say that is they should probably come so that we can do that, because we're not gonna relinquish them. I'm not gonna give them the puppets to take home,
Okay.
okay? So,
Can we transport them to their dance studio?
Are they gonna fit
Maybe.
inside the studio?
Yeah.
I
How tall are they from floor to top?
huh?
How tall are the larger than lives from floor to top?
9 feet,
Huh?
9 feet.
And that's without
No, they're
them,
up.
Right, L Street.
and that's without them carrying them.
When you put
So
it,
these-
when you wear one, right, and when you put one on, okay, it's about 12 feet tall, okay?
Yeah, and obviously, so they're at your house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it obviously, it'd be a lot easier to transport 6 kids to your house than it is
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
transport
Yeah.
6.
yeah, they can, and then
6, 9-foot puppets.
another part of that is that also, like, there's an adjustable harness on them, right? So what'll happen is people are different, so they have to be adjusted for each person.
Shouldn't they have them in their possession to choreograph?
in practice. They're not gonna,
Choreograph at your
Wanna-
house.
I mean, they're gonna need the space for the choreographing
they-
and practicing, and they need to practice before they go live.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna give these puppets to, you know, somebody to take away and have until Oktoberfest.
Well,
That's
how
not
are they
gonna-
gonna practice their routine without using
Well, we
that?
understand that. We understand we have to get them, either they come to our house or we bring
Well,
it to
they
them.
can
We
practice
understand that.
choreography. They do it without costumes, right? They can,
But
so
this
they
is a
can.
But they
little different
have
than
to-
wearing
And
a
then,
hat,
yep,
tutu.
and then, you know, they can do dress rehearsals, and then we can make sure that they get the puppets for that, 2 or 3 times, or however many times they want to do it. Sure,
Set something
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
All right, I have to voice my opinion.
Go ahead, that's
I
what we're
am
doing.
very concerned. I don't know how strong these girls are.
Well, we'll find out.
I pictured adult men handling these things, is my thought.
It doesn't have to be adult men, though. I don't think so either, okay? I think
How
that,
heavy are
you
they?
know,
I feel like
teenage,
you're being sexist.
they're not, I mean, I ran around the front yard
Very
with these.
strong
They're not-
adult people.
They're not heavy. They weigh somewhere around 6 or 7 pounds.
Okay.
You know?
It's just that they're
It's gonna be
tall,
like-
they're tall.
Yeah, sure.
And you're going to be moving them around and interacting with
Let me say this.
Well, I don't think we
everyone.
can go and make any further decision on yes or no until they try them on.
Right.
and
Right.
Until they
Yes.
impale somebody and it's a
And
no.
We would
or-
need to also consult with Amy to see her comfort level with not having an extended
Yeah,
period of
'cause
time to
she's not gonna
practice.
put her kids in danger.
Right,
No.
and she's not gonna set them up for
Yeah,
failure
that's-
either in front of the whole
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, well, I don't
if
picture,
they haven't had
I don't picture the
experience.
kids getting hurt at all. I just picture, you know,
I know it's not-
something happening.
Yeah.
Let me say.
And you can't whip these things up.
Having, interacting with high school aged kids every day, their backpacks are significantly heavier than
Then
Oh.
6 pounds.
Oh, all right, okay, yeah, but they're not,
No,
but
no,
they-
no.
So
but-
either
but
way, I
these-
mean, we're gonna go around this like 20 different ways till
Yeah,
Sunday. I
yeah.
mean, the fact is, like Eric said, until we put a kid in them and
Until,
find out if this
until you
works.
put one of these
All right,
dances
so we have-
in one, okay, then, you know, we won't,
Well, why don't we set something up with Amy sooner than later instead of waiting and
Right.
get this
Yes,
done
yes.
possibly before the next meeting
And
so
I
we can
kind
say,
of
hey,
like,
it worked.
I would like the committee there if they can be, also so that they
Oh,
can
as many
see
of us
what's
as
happening
possible, yeah.
and going on, and they can see them, and they can chuckle and laugh.
Or why
like
don't we have the next meeting at your house and have it an hour earlier and have them show up at 6 o'clock and then we can have the meeting at 7 here or whatever, you know what I mean?
So just logistically,
And you could feed us.
this is going to get challenging when we were incorporating 5 or 6 puppets, 5 or 6 performers, plus Amy, plus us. There's a lot of people around the scheduling of that. So what's the path of least resistance?
Set the date that
Well, the
works for
path of
Amy
least
and the
resistance,
puppets, and if
actually, and
anybody
I
else.
was
can make it,
actually
it's
going to
great.
suggest it because I didn't know where you were with having somebody sign up to do it. I was going to suggest that you and I, or however many, take 1 or 2 of these puppets, not all 6, because but 1 or 2 of them even, and go to her studio and have like those 6 people show up. That's like an introduction. It's the first. Now they know what to expect. They see one of these, okay, and then from there we can work out some kind of a schedule where they get to practice with them.
All right, let's start there. Let's do that.
Yeah.
My guess is like, I don't know. Yeah, let me reach out to Amy. My guess is probably a Saturday. It's probably going to work for all parties. So we can try and do that.
Yeah.
And then you and I can get 2 puppets down there and
Yeah.
let them try them on and move them about, whatever. All right. So I'll loop you in on that communication with her, with scheduling. Can you transport 2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
What next?
I'm done.
And then
I'm done.
Do you want me to keep going since?
you got more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, so as I mentioned earlier, one of the things that we've been talking about around stage B, sort of what do we do down there? And we're proposing that we actually don't have any music on stage B. All the music will be on main stage, stage C. For a few reasons. One of them is the volume. So now we don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about setup for bands, setup and breakdown.
No music on the main stage?
Music
No,
on-
just
on the main
stage B.
stage.
Music
Music
on-
on the stage up by,
Just not
The
on B?
Masons.
just not
yeah,
on B.
not on
Okay.
B.
So B will kind of transition to
Stuff,
entertainment.
not non-musical.
musical
Do you still need Dan?
Yes, and so that was the other thing too, is
Okay.
that now we can put more professional audio tech guy up on stage 3, managing the more complex music.
What about the guy you have now that doesn't sound up there?
He'll
You
be
know,
on-
ruffle his feathers by somebody else?
Jeff? No, Jeff can just come down and run our sound for it, because basically it'll change over to like John and I announcing.
So we'll do a
and-
real simple PA system on stage 3.
Yeah,
And Dan will be stage A?
stage B.
Stage B.
C.
C. By the Masons.
Are we gonna get that small stage up there without some interruption?
That was the question I was
We
going
could
to
talk about
ask.
that.
Yeah, I was going to ask Tony if we thought those 2 stages were interchangeable.
Or 2 stages.
B and C.
What she said.
The mid-size
B
one, the smaller
and,
one.
well, all of the panels of all of the stages are interchangeable. But the legs aren't. So like the stage that's up at stage C, Mumford Lodge, it's only 2 panels. The legs that hold that are made to just take a
Yeah, no,
8 by 8.
You're making it more complex than I am. I literally want to take the stage that was on B
Yeah.
and put it on C, and the stage that was on C.
You want to put,
and
you
it
want to
on
put
B.
Just do a switch.
at
Wholesale.
Cook Street, you want to put the 8 by 8 stage.
Sure.
For the small.
Is that what you're saying?
Is
Yeah.
it made by the small stage?
The stage we always use on stage B will go
Yeah.
by the Masons. The stage we always use by the
Let's
Masons.
call them big stage and little stage.
Well, big stage is stage
Well,
A.
but I can't do it.
Why?
Because if I do, I won't be able to get the train by there. Okay?
Yep.
Because it'll fill up the whole road. I also won't be able to do it because we have a person on that insists on driving his car out to go buy milk, okay, during Oktoberfest. So I have to be able to have him get his car by, and I
if
can't
we
do it
bring
if I
milk
put that big stage there.
With us.
With Monroe
No,
Dairy.
no,
if they
there
show
will
up.
be a reason that we have to drive our vehicle onto the street with the vendors and the people. Did he even do it last year, though? He
No,
was
but he made sure,
fine.
but he wanted to make sure that I had that open so he could if he wanted to.
Right, right. And that's why we placed the vendors across the street from their home so that they were not in front of their property, on their property.
So that's
But
fine.
anyway,
makes
what
it
happens
easier
is
and
that
happier.
stage is too large for that area. I can't put it there.
So that's fine. That's fine. So anyway, entertainment around stage B is going to be more streamlined towards entertainment.
There's still going to be sound there.
It'll be a simple PA system. Yeah, that
Like two mics, like John and I.
we've done in the past.
Yeah.
It'll
I'm
have
a
sound.
magician, lion shamer, like stuff that doesn't necessarily need, like,
Oh,
Lions
are we
are loud
gonna-
enough.
When
Yeah,
we
they don't
when-
need to be mic'd.
when we do the larger than life parade, all of the stages are going to play the same music, right?
yeah, still working on that.
You can make it happen. I
Yeah,
have
that's
faith in
really
you.
that's a tougher nut to crack than I thought it was. Actually, I contacted a professional sound person. He's like, "You want to do what?" Like, I'm telling you, I know this is possible.
It is because I can buy a drive-in sound system and make it work.
That's the issue, though, is that the drive-in sound system is not inexpensive. He's like, "Oh,
It's-
yeah, sure, I can do
it's-
it."
it's like $400.
Shoot me a link. Shoot me a link. Seriously, like if you.
What's it called?
It's when you.
It'd be like an FM modulator. Is
That's what it
basically
is.
would be.
It's a small radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you just and you have to have an XLR out, and the XLR would go into the soundboard. Either way, so to answer your question, all three stages will have a soundboard except for the beer garden.
Correct.
That's when they can take a break twice.
Which John is working diligently on.
Okay.
So one of the things that John's really been working on trying to do this year is to make sure that there's a flow between
Yes.
everything. So
Okay.
so when the larger than life parade happens, is like you said, that's when there is that's when there's a breakdown in stage A, as well as a transition in. Is there an elephant? I wanted a lion. There's a break on the beer garden. So, yeah.
Which is another reason that we've sort of scaled back the entertainment on stage B, is to allow for breathing room throughout the day.
Yeah, so now there'll be like the dog races down there. So, we'll like I said, we'll still have a PA system down there. And we're going to have, like a couple microphones and that kind of stuff. But like where the music is will be up by the Masons. And then, so like you said, I'll still have Dan up there. And Dan will have an easier job because he's only going to, it'll be like 2 or 3 people at most on the stage. So it'll be
Okay.
like vocals and a guitar and, keyboard, like that kind of stuff. Like it's
Okay.
not going to be overly complex. But I was hoping to have a little more room on stage to work with, but that's fine.
So that's that.
Does stage B, how many pieces make that stage?
6.
Can it be 3?
No. How would you do 3? You're gonna make one big, long, narrow stage?
Well, it's just a question. I'm just trying to help him out with a bigger stage on C is all. If
What-
you could use 4 parts of it, or did not all 6, if there was a way to make it go together.
No,
you know?
because it
To shrink it
doesn't have
so
a
we
set
can
of
go get
legs
his
to
milk.
make it go that way. Right now,
Build a bridge.
like, the big stage is 9 panels, okay? It's 3 by 3. So it's 3 8-foot, and then by 3 times 4 foot deep, right? So it's what, 24 by 12. That's stage A. The other stage has got 6 panels, not 9, like the big stage. So it's a 6-panel stage, and it goes, 2 by 3 backwards.
2 by 3? 3 deep?
Yeah,
Not,
it's 3 deep.
It's 2 across?
Yeah, it's 3 deep.
Okay. I thought it was 3 across for some reason.
Yeah, me too.
It's 2 across, 3 deep.
Okay, so there's really.
But 2 across is 16, and 16 by 12 is what it is.
So
really.
what's the stage up? Is it just 1?
8 by 8, it's 2 4x8 sheets of plywood.
1 by 2.
Yeah.
2 deep.
The sheets of plywood, so it's a 4 by 8 sheet of plywood. So it's 16 feet, but the stage B is 16 by 12, okay? And then the other one is only, it's,
By
it's
8
two
by 8 by 8.
4 by 8 sheets of plywood. It's easy up, 10 by 10, right?
Wouldn't the Masons Lodge be the logical place to put the National Guard thing?
No.
You're talking about the inflatable?
Yeah.
I think it looked huge when we drove by.
It was
big.
huge.
I don't think it would fit on the lawn.
Or if
Yeah,
they
those are like an
they can make it,
obstacle course.
Yeah.
they can bring smaller ones. So, I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
What
Well,
about,
that's a tight space, there's not a lot of space.
what about,
But that, okay.
sorry, go ahead.
Well, but they're gonna have a bigger presence than that, right? I mean, they wanted like, 10 by, 10 easy ups.
Yeah.
They wanted at least possibly 6
So-
sites, 6, 7 sites.
That, when we
Wow.
when thinking about taking them, that was the big presence down there, down the
Yeah,
other end
which
for
I
Stage
get, but
B.
we moved the dog races down there.
Yeah.
So now I'm afraid of kind of abandoning Mason's Lodge.
Why?
'Cause that's where all the music's gonna be. Like, we want to draw up there too.
Oh, I think it's gonna be fine.
At the moment, the
And
Douglas,
maybe we move the car show up there to the Mason's Lodge.
the athletic boosters are hoping to have their silent auction, which they always have some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And the Billy Goat Bingo on the lawn,
Oh,
where
right, right,
probably the dog races were.
Okay, that's right.
But they have not paid for a site. So at this moment, I have a form with nothing I can do with it.
Did the Billy Goat Bingo people pay for a site?
They're part of
It's one of the six.
the
isn't it?
athletic. It's the athletic boosters that did the silent auction. They want to do both things. And so the two things would probably take up quite a bit of the lawn space, plus we need a table in some area for the stage people. So that's pretty much, their lawn is taken up, I think.
Yeah. Can we put the cars for the car show in the church parking lot?
In what parking lot?
The church parking lot.
Maybe there's like
Yeah,
minimal
we
4 or
sometimes
5
park other cars.
spots.
I don't think there's enough room.
What about,
Back them in so that they're, like the parking spots.
Yeah,
There's 6 to 10 spots there.
something like that.
if you use the handicap
only-
spots, you could probably squeeze a few more
There's
in.
not that many spaces there.
And then there's that other kind of cutout
maybe?
space along the side where they'd be more parallel.
We were saying we
Correct.
only get 6 to 10 cars.
Right.
Yeah, might not be bad. Then if we can get Rhoda's National Guard thing. She looks a little more rented over there, so I'm gonna have to see. Hopefully we can get it still. All right.
We can do a drive-by and see how many spots.
Do we have the ability to use further up Pleasant Street beyond where the French fry people usually are?
Good.
that corner.
Yeah.
We can, but it gets a little blocked off. People really don't wander up there.
Well, that's what I'm
Unless they're
wondering if we
teenagers
could do
hanging out.
if that would fit the inflatable obstacle course. If we could do that on the road up there.
Which road is that?
No,
Pleasant
they won't
Street?
put it on the road.
Where's Pleasant Street?
They won't put it on.
Pleasant and Depot on either side of the church, they won't put it on the road?
Got to be on grass.
Oh, that doesn't work then over at Rhoda's place.
No.
Rhoda's
The
place
rock
is
climb
grass,
wall
it's
might.
gravel.
They're not doing the obstacle course. It's too big. It's just, it would take up most of the church lawn with just
Yeah,
this
well, if
one
they're just a
ride.
rock climb lawn, we'll put them right on the lawn with the rest, with the other bounces.
Okay.
I was under the impression that we were gonna try and get an obstacle course.
Yeah, I thought you said they had a smaller obstacle course they could use.
Oh, well, that's fine then, if it's just a rock climbing wall. That's where we had it last time we had one.
But there is grass over at Rhoda's. They have that dirt driveway, and then they have a bunch of grass before you get to the parking lot.
I think a bunch would be a stretch, but some.
I was trying to write something down and remember what I
I'll
had
Figure
to
it
do.
out.
Did you hear have we heard from your sword swallowing guy?
We're all
Breathing?
talking.
Nope.
Last meeting, Eric said like
Oh, crap.
abandon that.
Pleasant Street, Billy Goat Bingo.
Kind of a bummer.
After
but,
that, keep going.
So I'm looking for something
Nope, keep going.
in this
Obstacle
spirit, like a
course, rock
Todd,
climbing
I don't think
wall.
Todd Migliacci lives in the area anymore, but looking for like a magician
Rhonda, whatever her
or
name is.
entertainment type act,
Yeah.
so. If anyone has
Oh,
any leads on
church
anything.
parking lot? For the cars? The car show? Can we use those parking spaces outside the church?
Let's try
I got
Amazing
that.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
He's probably watching
I
it
don't
enough to
know
come
then.
to our
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, well.
Hopefully it'll come back.
Mary, do you have any leads on a magician or a
Sword Swallower.
entertainment type act? Seems like you know this kind
Why don't you reach
We
out to
had a-
Gabe?
of Gabe Rollins.
Yeah. Gabe knows all kinds of people.
We had a magician at the Special Olympics event for the school
Yeah.
this spring
Can't
week.
be
that-
bad.
I don't, the kids were entertained.
Nope, that's bad
Do
sign
you have-
right there.
can you
When
send
you're
me a-
like,
do you have a
the kids are
contact?
entertained.
I wasn't
like-
paying attention because I was talking to people, so I don't know, but, I mean, I can get you the contact information, yeah.
Hopefully it's not
Okay.
Dr. Creepy.
Yeah.
It cannot be worse than that guy that
That's
was
what I'm
here
talking
a
about.
few years ago.
Yeah.
That guy was
The
just
children's.
kids in his trunk.
No, this is not a creepy
Ow.
person at all.
Yeah, that was pretty awful.
I can honestly say I don't get to see any of the entertainment no matter where it is. So I
That's right.
can't tell
I never
you.
get a fried dough, so I don't want to hear it. Did you get a fried dough?
You could have gotten a Friday if you came down Saturday.
I was in Orlando.
Really?
Yeah.
Big decisions.
I was in Orlando in August. Are you that jealous?
I was in North
It's
Carolina. I didn't get that
Disney.
reaction.
It's Disney, Orlando,
We went to
Disney.
Yeah.
Disney.
The rat.
Oh.
The rat only took so much of my money this time.
Fascination.
I don't know
It's
if
been
we're
a long time
friends
since
anymore.
I've been
Oh,
there. Okay.
I don't care.
Remember, we
My
just went to
favorite
Disney
place.
in March.
Is it?
It is.
Yeah,
My
that's
happy
true.
place.
That's true. All right, John needs
I get to go water skiing now.
entertainment
I think that's
stuff.
it for me. I think that's it.
So you're looking for
remember
entertainment
that.
stuff?
Okay.
So we're
Magician or
we're John Shortless.
I will send you the link.
You
if
what?
he's
No
available.
John Short?
If
No
he's-
John
I thought
Short.
he was
Why?
good,
No
so-
John Short?
I think you said that last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just saying it again?
No, I said I was trying. For
That's a
John
bummer.
Short, but I
That
wasn't,
really,
I wasn't
that's a real
wanting to go.
bummer.
Also, while
That's
we're
what I'm
on
hoping.
no-goes, astronaut, 1, 2, 3 astronauts, a no-go.
Oh, really? No, that's kind of a bummer.
And Christian and Annie are a no-go.
They were no go too. Seriously?
Who?
He was all like, "I want to do it. I want to do it."
Our singer and another woman play like a bluegrassy duo.
Oh, okay.
They're really,
They're really good.
Is the Lincoln Tunnel playing?
nope,
No.
because Christian's out. So no.
Oh, right.
Christian, it's Christian that's out.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, think
still
outside the
trying to fill
box. We
some
need
slots.
all different types of entertainment.
Trying to fill some-
Country Western band.
I tried.
Gonna happen.
I tried. Dang it.
Seriously, you
tried to.
did?
Oh, yeah, I tried big time.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No. Scarlet Drive, I was trying really hard for them. I got it, all right.
Saying the tailgates down, they weren't able to do it, people missing, so.
What's up?
Well, how close is Charlie Daniels playing at Indian Ranch compared to Oktoberfest?
They just played.
Yeah. All right. All right. So, John, you need me to
But I
check
did
into
get-
entertainment
Jimmy Buffett.
stuff.
Well, I did get
How many?
Cosby sweaters.
You got who?
That's a band.
Few links.
It's two guys.
Few
They're gonna
people,
they're gonna play
whatever
the
you-
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. Okay.
they're gonna play the beer garden.
Who's
So-
playing? Who's?
The Cosby sweaters.
You
If you've
have.
never seen them, they play over at Kreisman's a lot brewery in Webda.
Hopefully
Oh,
they're as good as
that's
the
what I gotta
German.
bring up the meat.
Well, we
thing.
have the German people too.
Oh, they are too?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So.
Two of the German people.
Cosby sweater in place of,
John Short.
no, the solo guy that played there last year.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. Zach is
Zach,
really good.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of trying to like vary it up. So, because I like Zach a lot, but the Cosby sweaters, they're very entertaining. Like they're funny, like they're really funny, and they're good. Like they rip through like a bunch
Funny,
of
huh?
different.
Oh, funny, uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Beer funny.
beer funny. They are beer funny. Yes.
Good.
So yeah, that'll be good.
So when can I get a draft of a schedule?
So here's my thought on the schedule: is that we should start getting it out, not in print, because print is dead. Just ask the New York Times; they're dying on the vine. So what we should do is start making the schedule, with TBDs, so that we start, and then kind of we fill it in as the schedule fills in. And then, like 3 weeks before the event, we run some out to print. Just to use some ink and kill some paper.
Okay.
As the environment.
In order for me to have anything in it at all,
Yep.
okay, you have to give me something.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll give you something.
All right. And then, so the way that the program has been is,
We need change, Tony. We need change.
no, okay, all right. So that means that I'm gonna have a big TBD instead of a bio?
No. Fill the bios.
So cute.
How can I fill the bios if I
Because-
don't know who's,
Because you're gonna have something.
okay, all right.
Okay. So it's like on the list. So again, because like kind of where I'm going with this is the online stuff. Right?
If you know, yes, I get it with times.
Yep.
Where they can, these are the people that are gonna perform, but we're not sure about the scheduling of the times yet.
Yeah.
I get that part. What I need though is I need the meat of it. I need to know who's playing and, their bios and that type of stuff so I can get that done. Moving times around inside the program isn't too much of a problem.
Right.
It's getting all the rest of it done.
Yeah. So we'll give you some meat, right? Because think about it. So right now we have our headliner, right? Which I sent off to you.
Yeah.
We have both acts for the beer garden. We have the parade. We have the chorus. We have the band.
To John, please.
We have. I'm working on
Check yes or no.
the opener. I'm working on a couple other times, but I mean, like we have some meat. I think John has almost all of the acts for stage B done, stage C done.
Yeah, I think I got one time slot left.
Yeah, so like we're at a place where we can populate quite a bit of stuff.
We have to really start promoting Larger Than Life
Yep.
really big. We promoted it with the t-shirts and everything on Saturday. We sold only 2, but we got the word, and I wore a t-shirt all over the place, and people were asking. I handed out
t-shirts and-
flyers and last year's brochures to all the vendors, and we promoted Larger Than Life big time on Saturday.
Yes.
One idea I had was if we want youngers following the larger than lifes up the street,
Little minions?
the minions, we could ask Amy's younger dance kids to follow.
Oh, I thought that's what we're going to do.
At one point, we had talked about children's.
They should totally do that.
Okay.
I don't
think it's a
know.
good idea.
I'll have to think
Right,
about
like give them
that.
some candy and tell them to like throw it at people. Like they can dance
have to think
around
about
with
that.
it and-
Think about it. One other question we had.
No, it's my turn. You didn't get a part B.
One other question we had was around music.
Hmm?
You know, I sent her the pictures. I've described it as sort of like Caribbean meets Bohemian.
No, we've actually already picked out music.
Oh, that's very important that she gets that then. That's
She'll need
very
that for
important that
choreographing.
She gets that.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
What did you
important.
pick for music?
Hmm?
What'd you pick?
You want to hear it?
All right, you've got 2 band members here.
Yeah. You have to picture like Disney parade.
I'm gonna forget what I wanted to talk about while you're
Good, play it.
figuring this out.
Scribble it down.
I don't know if it's gonna play loud enough, so hang on.
We'll walk over there with it. I've already heard it.
I can play it.
Really?
No.
What?
You have all those lines on the page and you have to go.
Wow.
I don't work inside a box, man.
Oh,
Oh, is the teacher coming out on you, John?
Now the idea was that
Don't tear it out.
to come out. The music's gonna start, right? They're gonna come out from behind, like I don't know, the post office or something, or they were gonna come from behind stage B.
We were going to have an announcer in a really cool, deep voice. Do a little bit of talking. Welcome to the 2018 Douglas Oktoberfest, larger than life, blah, 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 blah. And then the music starts. And then here they come.
what is this, Enya?
No.
There's vocals in here too. So.
Well, yeah, they're going hungry. I feel like I should be lifting John up right now.
Very Lion King-esque.
It is an It is.
It's Lion King. Not synchronized.
I think it's fine. It matches the.
We even looked up what the words meant because it's spoken in African language, so we wanted to make sure it was appropriate. We had to go all the way.
She's been picking out music, so
Oh, okay.
let's get this over.
Yeah, this is what I want to play though.
It's also not very long.
No,
It's about 10 minutes.
this is about 10 minutes. You want it longer?
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Well, the thing is, you have these things are going to be interactive with the crowd and the kids.
Yeah,
They
we're
can't
sort of
just
figuring-
walk up and twirl around and go up the street and be done.
I'm sort of figuring like it's going to take about 15 minutes to probably get up.
But I cut this down.
I love that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, longer. Yes, longer.
Oh yeah, it's longer.
15 to 20 minutes.
It'll be. I think 20 is too long. But 15.
I was figuring. Well, yeah, all right. If you're just trying to meander up the street as a person, it takes you a certain amount of time.
All right.
So,
So
15 minutes, I think, is what I've sort of budgeted for time.
all right.
Perfect. I like the 15. I
But
think that sounds perfect.
This was like 15. It took about 18 minutes. So I cut it down. Great. So, but I think it's awesome. Just blasting from all the stages. I think it is good.
Some bongos.
Do I hear a didgeridoo? Or a didgeridoo?
We wanted to make sure it was not a lot of words, but it was sort of upbeat, and it had
I can't
Drums.
wait for the
had
Oktoberfest.
drums. Need to have
Have
drums.
a cannabis bar.
Yeah.
Look at you
We have
being
a
so
hemp bar.
creative.
It's coming.
I think that's all I have. I'm done. I yield my time back to the chair.
You better get Keith before he forgets. He's got the little note
Or he
there.
writes sideways on John's
His
notebook.
note says Keith.
We should all sign it sideways and screw them all up.
What about?
Are we gonna do the radio station?
Yeah. That's what you,
That's what you can remember.
that, you have to, you said you could do it.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I sent you an email.
Oh,
about
yes.
The Milford
Yes,
radio station
yes,
guy.
yes, yes.
That wants to come broadcast from Douglas
Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest.
Are you
Oh,
kidding
that's
me?
awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Well, I want to
If
spend, I
we
want to
vote
spend the
on
money
it,
to do it.
yeah.
So that's why I want to bring it here.
What, it's
and-
gonna cost us for him to come here?
Yeah. Yeah, to broadcast live from here.
I didn't think,
Why?
I didn't think there was a fee involved.
There is. Yeah, reread the email and then come back to me.
Why are we
It's like
paying-
$400.
Why are we paying him?
Advertising.
We bring
Yeah.
him,
Yeah. Right.
I remember that,
It's
yes, it is.
advertising.
It's like $400, but they do some other spot too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's advertising involved.
They do advertising for it on the radio, and then they broadcast from here.
Right.
So they would promote us in advance,
Yeah.
draw more people here.
Yep.
Yep.
What station is this?
W, none of your business.
Oh, that's how you advertise.
W, shut the hell up.
we're on tape there,
It's like
buddy.
103.3 or something like that. I again, like I
That
wasn't.
sounds
I was,
familiar,
Yeah,
okay.
no, it is. It's a Milford station. I've
Okay.
listened to it in the past.
Milford radio station.
And they'll be there for the day.
They'll be here for the day, and they'll broadcast to the radio station from our event.
For their
Right.
12
I think that's
listeners.
awesome.
Well, it's a legit FM signal.
Yeah, $400 per 12 people.
I think it'd be cool to try. I do.
We're paying them $400 to give them content.
Yeah.
Well, they've also got to realize that
Do I get to be listed as a producer?
you can wear a crown for all I care. Just go with it.
Yes, John, you're a producer.
Yeah.
This is just like glow all over.
All right, we're putting it in the minutes that John is going to be listed.
Thank you. That's all I want.
Can I be listed as assistant producer?
Sure.
Assistant to the producer.
You guys will,
Oh, yes,
you guys will
that's
be
what
in
I meant
all
to
the
say.
AV credits.
Okay, anyway, I wanted to state the fact that out of all the fall events in Massachusetts, Douglas Oktoberfest is listed in the top 10 in the Boston papers.
Hey,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is
We are. It
super
was
cool.
listed last year. I pulled it from the top 10 fall festivals in Massachusetts, and we were listed as number 3.
put that on the website.
Number 3?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That should be in our advertising, big time.
I don't want to be number 2.
Oh, geez, yeah, let's go there.
Family
The
show.
number 2-iest festival out there.
Okay, wait a minute, I can't write that fast.
Nor should you write that.
No, I'm not writing that part.
I'd like to have that stricken from the record.
Okay, there's, one thing,
So, so what's the next step on the radio station? Do you guys want me to send out the thing to everyone? Like you said, Tony and I thought it looked pretty cool.
I think we should do it. It's $400 to do it. I think we should do it.
I'm on board.
all right, we need a motion.
I move we spend like $400 to get a radio station.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So, there you go. Contact him,
Okay.
set
You
it
guys are
up.
totally on the hook if this fails miserably.
You guys. I don't want to be a producer anymore.
Okay, I have to bring up,
my name on that.
someone contacted me and, Tony informed me there's a whole lot of hoopla that goes with it. She had called me, I had talked with her, I thought we were talking wine, come to find out we're talking mead. And I'm like, so, I'm finding out that mead is sort of like a beer, I don't know, I don't drink this stuff. But
Beer made out of honey.
There's a Reader's Digest version of this in here somewhere. I know it.
Okay, yeah, well, okay. So she was willing to donate 2 cases of 2 flavors for the beer garden.
Right.
And she also wanted to have a table selling bottles of this stuff that could not be opened at the event.
Right. No.
And Tony ixnayed that.
Yep.
So,
Okay, there's a whole bunch of legalities in that. One, in order for them to sell alcohol at the event, they have to get a liquor license.
she knew that, she needed a
She said she
license.
would do that. Got mixed feelings about having somebody else sell alcohol at our event now. because we kind of got a captive market there.
Well, let me also just, let me just cut to the real short of it,
Yeah.
which is, we have a police presence, okay? And one of the reasons why we were able to even get alcohol at this event was because we roped it off,
Yeah.
and there's a police presence there.
However, they are
Yep.
not analogous. One is selling a bottled product and the other is pouring. Our beer garden pours.
Yeah, but there's nothing to stop someone from being like, hey, no, I'll drink this at home.
Yes.
Go have a porta potty.
Yeah, right. And so now we're dealing with, the chief of police coming to us and being like, what the hell? There's people walking around.
Yeah, so the answer's no.
However, my suggestion was like you said, there's nothing stopping them from selling their product inside of Diggers.
Yes, there is.
They have their product
Well,
inside Diggers
Okay.
already.
They can sell it inside of Diggers because that's really got nothing to do with us. Diggers has their own license for whatever they do. There's also a problem with us taking the donation of a couple of cases of this stuff. Because we have our permit, when we sign our permit, according to all of the rules and regulations on us getting our permit, we got to buy from only those licensed distributors to sell beer and wine in Massachusetts. We can't buy from a package store. We have to.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
And this company that makes mead, I can't find them on the list. So they don't have the right kind of licensing for us to get alcohol from them.
Well, that makes a
Okay,
difference.
so that's a difference. So we can't
accept the donation.
we can't accept their donation either,
Yeah.
because
So
we can't.
their best bet is to sample at
Yeah,
Diggers.
their best bet is to team up with Diggers Liquors. They actually even right now I thought they said they sell in there.
Yeah, they
right?
sell.
Okay,
it.
so inside there,
If they're selling in Diggers, they have to have a distributor.
okay. They're supposed to, is the word I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
They're not on the list. I couldn't find them.
Does Massachusetts maintain this list?
Yes,
Okay.
okay. So
chances are just some schlep somewhere, behind a computer at, Massachusetts who is supposed to be updating a list and instead at Cappy's hasn't updated the list since 1996.
But if he's not on the list, then Diggers shouldn't be buying from them either.
I understand.
Unless they're on a list, it just doesn't happen down the
Well,
line.
Can I just ask a question? If Diggers is open and selling liquor during the event, yes?
but they're not.
Yes.
Yes, they're open and they're selling alcohol during Oktoberfest.
Yes.
So then why is it a concern for us to allow these people to have a vendor space to sell alcohol?
Because they are a liquor store. That's their business.
Right.
But they're still selling bottles.
They're
and if this
still
lady
selling the
gets a,
same product that these people want to
license
sell,
for the
that
day.
want to get a vendor space from us. And we're constantly saying we're looking for more vendors, we're looking for something different.
Okay, but
There's
it-
the same capability of going to their vendor space versus Diggers and purchasing a bottle and opening up and
They
drinking
can't
it.
do that. They can't open it.
I understand that's against the rules.
the what if
But my
possibility
point
of it.
is, we're saying, one of our reasons for saying no to giving them a vendor space is because they may open their bottle and drink it, which is the same risk factor there is if they purchase from Diggers.
It's more
So
than
we're
that.
turning away a vendor.
It's more than that. In order for them to get a vendor space and sell their bottle, whether they open it or not, they have to come before this Board of Selectmen and get a permit to sell alcohol on the street.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
But realistically, that would be on them.
that's on them.
That's true.
Okay.
Except that I'm not a fan of having someone else with a liquor permit selling at our event.
Is
Okay.
there a limitation to
understand
the
why.
liquor license, liquor permit that doesn't allow them to
Because
pour?
theoretically, it takes away from our sales, right? Because
But they're not
it's like
allowed to
that's-
open
They're not
them.
allowed to open
Yeah,
it.
that-
So it's
But
the
if-
same as, it takes away from Digger sales,
That's my
but
question.
in theory, it shouldn't take away from the beer garden sales.
Can you get a one-day liquor sales permit, and is that different than a one-day beer and wine pour permit? Or are they the same permit?
Well, first of all, they don't have a they don't sell liquor. They sell a brew.
understand the
so
point of my
it'd be
question,
the same thing as our beer permit.
They're the same
Yeah,
purpose.
it would be because it's mead. It's beer made out of.
But in practice, it would be illegal for them to open the container on the street because it'd be open container.
Right.
They got a whole bunch of other challenges anyway to even do a booth. They'd have to get the permit first. In order to get a permit, they got to get a liability license, okay, like we have to buy, okay, and all of that gets signed off by the police chief and the board of selectmen and stuff. So I'm assuming, I don't know, but they would also we have bartenders, so in order for us to get a permit, we have to have a bartender with tip certification, okay?
To pour
Seeing
on,
as how
to pour
they're
on
not,
site.
Right.
but seeing as how they're not pouring, they might not have to do that piece. I don't know that either, okay?
Oh, that's interesting.
But
'cause
all
you
of
still have to be
that,
21
all of that, okay?
to purchase.
Then, so that means that there's gonna be a vendor booth out there with somebody selling bottles of
Someone would have to be tip certified.
brew.
Yeah, so
okay?
then there's the other part too,
Okay.
right? Like the liquor store.
And then, if someone does, just one person opens that up, okay, and walks around, drinking brew that they bought at this booth somewhere at Oktoberfest, the police aren't gonna be happy with us, okay?
But the same thing could happen at Diggers.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's
But
my
Diggers
point.
sold the
That's
bottle.
not on us,
That's
though.
not on
To an
us.
extent, because Diggers is a liquor store. The police aren't going to be unhappy with us. They're going to be unhappy with Diggers.
And the person doing it.
Because again, that's Diggers' business.
But we're
So when
saying
the
that this
police go after
vendor-
them,
Yes.
the police will say, there's something to hold them accountable. Like one of our restaurants, if one of our restaurants serves someone who's under 21, that business is being held accountable.
Sure.
Yes.
Like, the mead guy isn't necessarily going to be the one that they're saying, hey, look, you sold this to someone under 21, and now you're also just increasing the amount of work, theoretically, that the police would have to do when already we're kind of under their good graces of being
We
allowed to
control
do
it
this.
well,
And I
we're
know
roped
that
in,
you weren't
all of that.
here when we were first getting the liquor permit, but it was a big deal. Like it was very much a like, I don't know if I'm really, with the past police chief, like I don't know that I'm really, thrilled about this, but we're gonna let you guys try it and see where you go. And we've been like super cautious about
careful.
and
That's right.
careful
We've been
about
super
how
cautious
we
with
try
it.
to-
We rope it in. I have, grown-up big, huge bouncers there, checking IDs, and they check IDs of 90-year-old women that are going in there. We do everything, try to keep it, so that we don't make any mistakes at all, okay? So I'm just gun-shy about having some other
And
alcohol
realistically, that's what it is, right? Because if they went and they got all their permits and they jumped through every single hoop, then it's not really any different than Diggers, selling alcohol.
Right.
Except that Diggers is an established business in town that's already had to go through all of these hoops and has been there for a long time.
All right, obviously I'm not going to manage to convince any of you to give them the opportunity, but I just want to go on record saying that I think that we are not looking at we're missing out on an opportunity to bring in another vendor, to possibly open things up. If they have to go through the process of the permit and it involves going through the police department and everything else, then that responsibility falls on them and we're missing out on an opportunity.
But it's not just them. It falls on us because we accepted them as a vendor, so we
If
have
they
some
have the
liability
proper
there.
permitting. We're not accepting them as a vendor without the proper permitting. It's with the proper permitting. So then they're doing all of the right things, following all the right laws in order to be selling their product.
So let me ask you this. Given everything we've just said, does that risk sound worth $75?
I think it's beyond the $75 though. We're sitting here in these meetings, listening to the letters and the comments coming in that people want more variety. They want something different. They want something new. Everybody's sitting around the table saying, what can we do that's different? What can we do to bring somebody else in? We have this thing that's a little bit different that could be a great success. It could be a total
Took a risk with
failure.
the beer garden.
We don't know. And we're turning it away because we're a little bit nervous. And I just think that we're kind of cutting off our noses to spite our faces, and I don't want to miss an opportunity.
The risk we took with the beer garden is because we get a direct benefit out of it. Okay, like when the beer garden does well, we could theoretically make
A ton of money.
Yeah, we've done it.
a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah. Well,
The best
it
we
does
can
well.
hope for,
It's $75.
right, is $75. The best we can hope for beyond that is we get a bunch of other people who want to sell alcohol at the event.
Then,
We get a
but
bunch
then,
of people who say, hey, there was a really cool vendor at this event, I can't wait till next year to go back.
Which they could also sample at Diggers.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather have Diggers
I would
take
ra-
on that
yeah.
responsibility than
I
us.
would rather that we be the only ones that sell alcohol.
We're
at
not, though.
Oktoberfest.
But you're not.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not?
No, Diggers is selling.
No. But he's not, okay? That's like saying, you know.
It is.
We're the only ones dispensing alcohol.
For immediate present
Yeah.
consumption.
But
No, that's not true. I've had quite a few drinks back in the back.
during Oktoberfest, anybody can go into
Diggers
Diggers
during
Liquors and
summer.
buy a
That's-
six-pack of anything,
Oh, yeah.
okay? The problem is if we don't sell six-packs, okay? So if he's walking around with a bottle of something in his hand, we didn't sell it to him, okay? He didn't get it at Oktoberfest, okay? Bought it from a package store, Diggers Liquors, or he could buy it, at, Douglas Village Package and walk it in. Okay, so we have no liability and we have no responsibility to that if he's walking around with some bottle that he bought in Dickers Liquors. Okay, they don't have a license to sell outside. That's why they don't put a booth outside, right? So that's the difference.
Okay.
I think that at the event, in order to control beer, wine, or the alcohol at the Oktoberfest event, I think we should be the only ones selling that type of item. It's roped in, we have,
But again,
we
we're
have it
not.
controlled. Okay, you say we're not, but we're not, we are.
No.
We're not. Diggers is selling it.
But he's not selling it at Oktoberfest, he's running his business.
Within the boundaries of.
No, he's right. It's not within the boundaries. So this was an issue that came up with the restaurant.
There's another example of something
Grill Gregory's,
pouring on
Across
site.
the street
D-Hop.
from Gregory's.
D-Hop,
Grill on Main.
Douglas
Grill
House.
on Main.
I said grill.
So Grill on Main, before we got the beer garden, we were trying to find a way to kind of do the Oktoberfest thing, and we worked with the grill. And the grill got a single day
Permit.
Permit to pour, and that was inside the
It was outside the parking lot.
yeah, it was still really within their business, but I mean, it was incorporated with Oktoberfest.
Yeah, but he was outside of it, he was outside of his four walls. Anytime they come
Yeah.
outside of the four
Right,
walls.
so he got the permits and everything, but it was under our blessing, is
Yeah,
what I'm
yep,
saying.
yep.
So with Diggers, so if Diggers set up a table outside of Diggers,
He'd need a permit.
Diggers can't sell. They can't sell, they can't taste, they can't anything. But within their business, they are not part of Oktoberfest. The second you
running their
step on the
business.
sidewalk, you are part of Oktoberfest.
Right, I understand that.
So Tony's right. There is no one in Oktoberfest that is selling alcohol.
On a technical basis.
No, on a realistic liability basis. No, I mean that's totally legit.
All right, so the answer's no. It's like 20 past 8, we're kicking this idea around, it's not going anywhere.
So has anyone come up with donations of wine, red and white, for the beer tent?
I have not. I did reach out to the one place and I have not heard from them. I followed up and I've not heard from them. I don't know if they made.
I've sent an email off to
Newport.
No, the Berkshire guy, Berkshire Brewing guy.
Yeah,
Maybe they know somebody that distributes wine, right?
yeah.
That was my thought.
You never hear from
But
them.
they're not very good about responding to
No.
emails. So I sent like 3 of them asking the same question.
What about Diggers? Does Diggers have any contacts from wine vendors, distributors?
I
Do
can't
you
ask.
want to check that out, John?
You ever been to Diggers?
No.
We can't buy from a package store. It has to be from a distributor.
I understand.
Yeah, right, what he's saying, because where do they get their alcohol from?
That's right.
So, yeah, maybe they hit him up.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay, someone was supposed to contact Grill on Main to see if we could use part of their driveway for my toy man.
I'll do that this week.
Okay. You had German food coming
Yes, I talked to a guy at
Saturdays.
Douglas Day. He had this like neat little building. It was a little trailer, but it was just like a building. And he was serving Italian food. He didn't look like he did very well. You said like the end of the line or whatever. But I did ask him if he could do German food. Right? I mean, you know, like authentic German food. And he was going to put together a menu and send it to me. Okay? Where instead of Italian food, he'd be doing German food in this little building. It's small enough to push it right inside the beer garden. Okay? If we wanted to put it in the beer garden.
I don't think you want it
But-
in the beer garden.
No,
I
maybe
don't
not,
mind it
but in
on,
proximity.
because
No?
you want, if like a teenager's like, well, I really want a bratwurst or something, he should
Yeah.
be able to get it, because,
And then you're gonna have people in the beer garden that are gonna wanna exit the beer garden with their beer to go get something to eat.
Well,
So that's where a bracelet would kinda come in handy, maybe?
Can you rope?
You know what I mean?
Can you rope the? Can you
Can
rope
we
it around,
rope it even bigger? Because you're not,
around it?
that's gonna be a hassle having people bringing their ID to come back.
First of all,
You're back to
I want to
your-
see a menu from them first, okay? And then we'll talk about it then. But it was small enough so that it could be incorporated somewhere in that vicinity, you know? It's not
You're
like
still on the Historical Society's property at that point.
Right.
Who is selling food as a fundraiser?
No, not if we put them right across the street from the beer garden. See?
In the way of the train?
In the way of the train, yeah.
And then you're.
No, we have vendors there anyway. We just put them the first vendor in the line, right?
It's gonna be tricky.
trailer.
Nope.
I'm gonna
Really?
want beer in hand.
Okay, then we're not doing them.
Yeah. Eating my food.
Really?
And
With the Venus
Okay, well, wait a
Well, I
minute.
got one that doesn't want them here, and one that doesn't want them here, and one that wants them
Well,
on
no,
here.
no, we have,
What
we have,
about down by stage B, where you get the wiener dog thing?
Okay, but it's German food.
So the
So
German dogs.
that's just like, we just came to an event where there was a whole bunch of food things, right? And 4.5 miles away, they had this big
Where
huge
the
tent with
German
tables in it.
dog races
okay,
are.
so, no, so that people could sit down and eat, really.
And watch the German dog races.
So,
is that hubby?
You have dachshunds.
yeah.
Oh,
You have
Anyway.
dachshunds racing. The tie-in is perfect.
Sure.
You have a German band in the beer garden.
You have that as well. All I'm saying is, if you wanted to do the German band in the beer garden, then you're now. I like having it over there, but you're still on the Historical Society's
Right.
land, so
I think
you
we
have to work
could-
that out with them.
I think we would work it out with them, because what they serve is not even close to German food, and people are either, their soups and everything are always well liked, and they usually sell out. You're either gonna want the German food or you're not.
yeah, man, beers and brats.
Well, they've let me use this, it's their land, but they
No,
let
we
me use
still-
this part.
We still need to cooperate with them, ask them, talk with them,
They
and
said I could use that, same as last year?
Not for a beer garden. That would be like somebody saying, "I want a vendor spot," and then selling mead without telling you.
We need to end this meeting.
Doesn't beer garden serve bratwurst?
Beers and brats, man.
When's our
Beers and
next
brats.
meeting?
So you need to be over 21 to enter the beer garden,
Yeah.
correct?
Oh, yes.
So you can't put a food vendor in there that's going to be then restricted from selling to people who are not over 21.
Which is
Well, that's what I was saying. If you have the
It
beer
needs to be
garden that's
nearby,
roped
but
in
not
a
within.
certain area, the people that are in there are going to exit. They're going to, like he says, I want my beer in hand when I go and get my sausage.
You can't go out of the beer garden.
Well, get your sausage and then go get your beer.
Does he have, what does he have, like a little building or something?
Huh?
Yeah, it's
Does he
a
have a
little
little
building. It's really
Does it have
cute.
windows on both
It's a
sides?
little, it's,
No.
Could it?
Oh, yeah, does he have a sawzall?
Can you please modify the building to
Yes.
accommodate our need to not have to leave the beer garden with beer in
Can you
hand
serve drunk
and yet still serve
not
people who are
Yeah.
not 21?
Just easier not to have them.
Could you run the fence?
But again,
Don't you even
we're
start
looking
with
for
me.
vendors and different things.
he's just,
Could you run a fence right up? Could you split his window in half?
I can do anything.
Could you run a fence right up to his window?
so.
I move that
Half on one side,
this
half on the
meeting
other.
adjourned at 8:30.
I don't
Can-
recognize you.
Do you understand what I'm?
minutes.
Do you see what
The
I'm
seat
getting at
is
here?
empty at 8:30.
But that still doesn't help Keith's point of it being
Keith's point is you just need.
Douglas Historical Society, so they need to
Keith's point
be
is not-
spoken to.
Yes.
I don't think that
And
they will have a
considered
problem
We're
with
gonna,
it.
before,
No?
this isn't,
we need to
I'd like to
find
have the
out.
Tough to say.
guy, okay?
I don't know.
But
on
it
the
also
feedback
depends on what he's gonna serve. You know, he's gonna send me a menu so I can look at it. I had somebody last year say they were gonna do German food, and it didn't really work out the way that they were supposed to. So let's find out first, right? And then from there,
If you give them a cut, yeah, then they would be more.
from there, we'll
likely to.
figure it out.
If they can come up with it, we'll find a place for them. All right, when would our next meeting be, please? Look at your calendars, everyone. Pull out all your happy little phones.
I'm open, just tell me. Shoot me a date.
Tomorrow.
I can't do tomorrow. Tuesdays are bad. I'm only kidding.
I can do tomorrow.
I'm not coming here tomorrow again.
Are we looking for 2 weeks?
Like Mondays.
Yeah, Labor
We
Day.
hit September, honestly,
What's
we go
everyone doing on
weekly.
Labor Day?
Okay, September 3.
Nope.
That's Labor Day.
That's Labor
We
Day.
may be coming back from Maine if I can manage that.
September 4.
Yep.
Tuesday, September 4.
I can-
All right.
September 11.
September 4th?
No
we're looking
later
at the
than the
4th.
Who said
11th.
no?
No, no, no,
Who said no
no.
on the four?
September 4.
September
said
4, and then we're gonna, in September, we have a meeting per week.
Oh, every week.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying,
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I thought somebody said no, so.
me too.
So the
Well, you
4th
had said Tuesdays were hard for you.
Okay.
I was only joking.
Yeah.
Don't
So
take anything I say
she-
seriously.
That means, this
Take
means,
everything I say seriously.
if we don't have another meeting this month, this means we only have 4 more meetings before Oktoberfest.
We have a lot to
So
accomplish.
can we set them all for right now?
Yep,
Go for it.
4, 11.
4,
Want to do every Tuesday?
11,
We can do Tuesdays.
18, and 25.
Yep.
Okay. I will-
4, 11,
September 11th?
Yep.
18
18.
I can't.
and 25.
John can't do
John can't do
11.
the 11th. How about the 10th, the Monday?
Okay,
John's
Oh.
making a bad joke. He's going to hell.
Really? All right, can you guys be serious so I know when you're serious or not?
how about,
Very, very hard for me.
how about Thursday the 13th?
Well, wait.
No, he was
Wait.
joking. We're good.
11th. John was
It was a
saying-
joke.
Yeah.
It was a
You
bad
can do the
joke.
11th.
Yes, we're
Yes.
doing the 11th.
Yeah, I'm not.
No more jokes.
I'm not busy
Gosh.
that day.
You people are not funny.
Well, it's just that I,
18th? We're good on the 18th?
I'm not doing
4, 11, 18, 25.
it's too late. It's written in the minutes. It's
18
written on my
good.
calendar.
Okay. Motion to
Now,
adjourn?
all right, we have to promote larger than life big time. I want front page newspapers.
Well, we have to make sure that the girls are going to be able to use this stuff first before we promote it. What if they can't use it?
We
And
have
then-
a couple of big guys
I
right
have-
here.
I
These two
have,
brothers? These guys can dance around.
We can work out who goes in it. We just need
if they
to,
don't, if for some reason they're not gonna do it, I'll get people to do it.
Okay.
this parade
gonna
is
do it,
going to
huh?
happen. So,
October 2nd? We on October 2nd too? Is that?
2, 11, 18, 25.
Oh, yeah, we probably need to. do
Yeah, October 2nd. And now I'm into October.
Tony, October, Tuesday
Yeah.
before Oktoberfest.
Tuesday before Oktoberfest, yes,
5 meetings.
the 2nd.
Okay.
Good.
I will schedule these tomorrow.
And
All
then,
right.
like normal, okay, help on that Friday, the 5th?
Well, I'll see. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to.
Huh? You don't know?
I don't know if I will be able to.
Oh, you're being serious this time.
Yeah, I'm being serious. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're
We'll
gonna
figure it
have
out.
to get help for that day, because you can't do all that alone.
We'll figure it out.
I can ask my husband if he can modify his schedule.
Okay.
Saturday, what is it, Friday?
Friday
Friday
the
the
5th.
5th.
By the way, it would help me attend Oktoberfest if I could get some drivers. So if anyone knows a CDL driver looking for work.
You
I can
will,
help you get talked
you will be here.
can
Don't
drop forklift.
schedule anything for that day.
I'm sure that
It
the
is literally
passengers
one
would
of my
appreciate
busiest
that.
weekends of the year.
I'm sure that the passengers would appreciate that.
Columbus Day weekend is a busy weekend?
Very busy. It is literally one of my busiest weekends of the year.
You will be
Okay.
here.
We good? I gotta go.
Good, me too.
Sign all of those. Don't leave yet. Sign paper. Sign paper.
What are we signing?
I just scribbled, so it doesn't matter. You can't sign, it's for you.
Okay, well, only one of them though, right? I can
How
sign the
many
others.
we're signing?
All of
Somebody
them.
else.
Sign all of them.
Jeez, what the heck? Oh, we're done.